Hello students, good evening to everyone. This is Bujjibabu, working as a chemistry lecturer in Vignana Cooperative Junior College, Vadlamudi. So in this session, I am going to explain another topic of surface chemistry regarding second year chemistry topic. In previous session, we discussed about the preview edition of the colloids, what are colloids and how the colloids are classified. The classification takes place between the different aspects like physical state of the dispersive phase and dispersion medium. And second one, the interaction between the dispersive phase and dispersion medium. And finally, nature of the particles which are present in the dispersive phase. This is the total information regarding the previous session. So look at the what are the contents present in this video are preparation of colloids. Preparation of colloids. After knowing the definition of the colloids, we have to know the information about the preparation of colloids. How can we prepare the colloids? Mainly colloids can be classified by prepared by two ways. First one, condensation methods, and second one, dispersion methods. And second content is purification of colloids. Generally, every solution consisting of some impurities, so it is essential to remove the impurities which are present in the given colloidal solution or a true solution or any solution. So mainly in purification of colloids, we have to learn about that what type of impurities are present in the given colloidal solution and what are the methods best useful to the purification of the colloids like dialysis process, electrodialysis, and finally ultrafiltration. By using three methods, we have to remove the impurities which are present in the given colloidal solution. Preparation of colloids. Generally, colloids can be prepared by two ways. First one, condensation methods. Condensation methods. Condensation methods. These condensation methods involving different chemical methods that are double decomposition, oxidation, and reduction, and finally hydrolysis. So these are the methods which are involved in the preparation of colloids by condensation methods. So what are condensation methods? These condensation methods mainly involving four types of chemical methods that are first one double decomposition method, second one oxidation method, and third one reduction method, and finally hydrolysis method. And another preparation methods of the colloidal solution is dispersion methods. Dispersion methods. These dispersion methods mainly involving two processes that are Briggs arc method. And second one peptidization. So these are the two types of categories which are presenting in the dispersion methods for the preparation of colloids. Therefore, finally, the main points of the preparation of colloids that are first one condensation methods and second one dispersion methods. These are the main contents presenting in the preparation of the colloids. Condensation methods. What are condensation methods? A large number of particles which are presenting in the given substance like atoms, ions, or molecules which are undergo aggregation able to form the dimensions of the colloidal particles. Such type of methods are known as condensation methods. So in condensation methods there are many physical process and chemical processes are involved for the preparation of the colloidal solution. Especially in case of chemical methods there are some chemical techniques involved for the preparation of colloidal solutions in that condensation methods that are first one double decomposition. double decomposition method. In that double decomposition method, we can prepare arsenous sulfide colloidal solution. Arsenous oxide react with H2S gas. We are passing H2S gas through arsenous oxide. It able to form arsenous sulfide As2S3 plus and able to form water molecule. So here 6 hydrogen atoms are there, therefore 3 here, 3 to 6 hydrogens and 3 oxygens. So when we are passing H2S gas through arsenous oxide solution, it able to form arsenous sulfide colloidal solution. This is the best example for the double decomposition process. By double decomposition process, we clearly prepared arsenous sulfide colloidal solution. Okay, what is that? In double decomposition method, we can prepare arsenous sulfide colloidal solution. It will be prepared by passing H2S gas through arsenous oxide solution. And second one, oxidation method. In oxidation method, we can easily prepare the sulfur colloidal solution. When we are passing H2S gas through sulfur dioxide solution, H2S gas through sulfur dioxide solution, then here sulfur will formed as a colloidal solution, and here also forming water molecule like this. Here 4 hydrogens are there, therefore 2H2O, 2 oxygen atoms. This is the best example for the preparation of colloidal solution as sulfur solution by oxidation method. Okay, in that method, we can clearly prepare sulfur colloidal solution by passing H2S gas through sulfur dioxide solution. And third method is reduction process. By reduction process, we have to clearly identify, we can prepare the colloidal solutions of precious metal like silver, gold and platinum. Its salts are react with some reducing agents like formaldehyde and hydrazine and stannous chloride. Okay, in reduction method, we have to prepare the colloidal solutions of metals like silver, gold, platinum. They are react with some reducing agents like formaldehyde, hydrazine and stannous chloride. For example, gold chloride, AuCl3, gold chloride react with a formaldehyde solution, So here gold solution is prepared. Plus here formic acid HCOOH, plus finally here 6 chlorines are there, 6 hydrogens are there, finally here 6 HCl, this is a solution of gold colloidal solution. By using reduction method, we have to prepare the gold colloidal solution by its salt. That means gold chloride react with reducing agent formaldehyde. It able to form the colloidal solution of gold. And finally, hydrolysis process. By using hydrolysis process, we can prepare the colloidal solution of less electropositive metals like iron, zinc, lead. For example, ferric chloride react with water molecule to form ferric hydroxide, FeOH thrice, plus here 6 hydrogens are there, here also 3 hydrogens, remaining left 3H, here 3 chlorines, that is 3HCl. So this is the ferric hydroxide available as a colloidal solution. By using a hydrolysis method, we can prepare the colloidal solutions of less electropositive metals undergo hydrolysis able to form their colloidal solutions as their oxides and hydroxides. Okay, these are all the condensation methods involving some chemical techniques that are double decomposition, oxidation, reduction, and hydrolysis. Second preparation method of colloidal solution is dispersion methods. In dispersion methods, large particles of substance in dispersion methods, large particles of substance can be split into small species in presence of a dispersion medium. Such process is known as dispersion method. In dispersion method also, we prepared colloidal solution. The large particles of a substance can be split into small species in the presence of dispersion medium. Such type of colloids are very unstable colloids. That colloids can be classified by the addition of stabilizers. So this is about the dispersion method. So this is the definition of the dispersion. So dispersion method mainly involving two methods. First one, Briggs-Sark method, and second one, peptization. So this is about the what is the dispersion method and what are the methods including in the dispersion method. So in dispersion method, large particles of a substance split into small pieces in presence of a dispersion medium. That particles having with all colloidal dimensions, that means the diameter of the colloidal particle is greater than 1 nanometer. Such type of colloids are very unstable. To stabilize the colloidal solution, we are adding any three extra substances that are useful for the stabilization of the colloidal solution, that are known as stabilizers. So mainly dispersion method involving two processes, that are first one, Briggs-Sark method, and second one, peptization. Electrical disintegration method or Briggs-Sark method. So what type of colloidal solutions can be prepared in electrical disintegration method or Briggs-Sark method? So generally in Briggs-Sark method, both dispersion and condensation takes place. In Briggs-Sark method, both the dispersion and condensation takes place. By using Briggs-Sark method, we prepared the colloidal solution of metals like gold, platinum, and silver. So this is a brief information about the Briggs-Sark method or electrical disintegration method. In Briggs-Sark method, both the dispersion and condensation methods are involved. By using Briggs-Sark method, we prepare the colloidal solution of gold, platinum, and silver. Once you look at the image, in that image, we take the metal of the electrodes. For example, if we take the gold metal taken as electrodes. If you are taking platinum metal take as electrodes. If you are taking silver metal taking as electrodes. So which type of colloidal solution we have to be prepared? That metal consisting of two electrodes, one is cathode and second one is anode. You clearly seen in that image, the metallic electrodes are struck with an electric arc. When intense heat is produced, some of the metal is evaporated. When the total operator is immersed in the dispersion medium like water plus HOH, again the metal particles are get condensed. You have to clearly identify what is the phenomenon is going here. Both dispersion and condensation takes place when the electric arc is stuck between the metallic electrodes. Some intense heat is produced, therefore some metal particles are evaporated. When the denouement kept into the dispersion medium like water plus KOH, automatically the metal particles are get condensed. So this is about the Brodick's arc method. By using Brodick's arc method, we prepared the colloidal solution of precious metals like gold, platinum and silver. Second one, peptidization. The process of converting a precipitate into a colloidal solution by shaking it with a dispersion medium in the presence of small amount of electrolyte is called peptidization. In that peptidization process, here we take any precipitate, that precipitate converted into colloidal solution, in presence of dispersion medium with addition of small amount of electrolyte. So this process is known as called peptidization. The conversion of a precipitate into colloidal solution in presence of a dispersion medium with addition of small amount of electrolyte, that is known as peptidization. Here the electrolyte which is helpful to stabilize the colloidal solution, that is known as peptizing agent. So this is the process of the peptidization. So look at the image. In that image also the process of the peptidization takes place. When the electrolyte is added to the precipitate, what is the phenomenon is going here? We have to clearly identify that when electrolyte is added to the precipitate, this is a precipitate. When we are adding electrolyte, generally the electrolyte consisting of some positive ions and some negative ions. Aqueous solution of sodium chloride is a electrolyte. It consisting of positive ions and consisting of negative ions. When precipitate added to the electrolyte, the charge develops on the surface of the precipitate, either a positive charge or negative charge, like this manner. When the precipitate added to the small amount of electrolyte, the ions, either positive ions or negative ions, which are presenting in the electrolyte, can be deposited on the surface of the precipitate, and the precipitate which is deposited by the either a positive charge species or a negative charge species automatically is split into some particular species with the dimensions of the colloidal particle that is greater than 1 nanometer. So this is the process taking place in the process of the peptidization. Therefore, the conversion of a precipitate into colloidal solution, here main role carrying by the electrolyte. This is known as the peptidization process. Here electrolyte is called as peptizing agent, which stabilize the colloidal solution. Finally, you get the colloidal solution. The dimension of the all colloidal particles with minimum their diameter is greater than 1 nanometer. This is about the peptidization. This is another method of the preparation of colloidal solution. Next one, purification of colloidal solutions. The name indicates that the process of decreasing the dissolved impurities from the colloidal solution to a requisite minimum is called purification of colloidal solution. Generally, we know that every solution, either it is a true solution or colloidal solution, it having some impurities or dissolved impurities. Dissolved impurities. So therefore, in some of the cases, the dissolved impurities also can helpful to the colloidal solution. How like it means? For example, if an electrolyte is present in the given colloidal solution, it is useful to stabilize that colloidal solution. We already known about that it is a peptizing agent. If there is an electrolyte present in the given colloidal solution, it may helpful to that colloidal solution. But in case the level of the impurities, the level of dissolved impurities which are presenting in the colloidal solution is, it is very dangerous to the colloidal solution, their level is very high. Therefore, to remove the impurities, dissolved impurities to a requisite minimum level, that is known as the purification of colloidal solutions. Finally, the purification of the colloidal solution means we can remove the dissolved impurities which are present in the given colloidal solution for a requisite minimum level. For a minimum level, we have to clearly remove the dissolved impurities which are presenting in the given colloidal solution, that is known as the purification of colloidal solution. Mainly, purification of colloidal solution can be processed by the three methods. The first one is dialysis method. First one is dialysis method. And second one is electrodialysis method. Electrodialysis method. And third one is ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration. So these are all the three methods which are useful to purification of the colloidal solution. First one, dialysis method. The process of removing of a dissolved substance from a colloidal solution by means of diffusion using a suitable semi-permeable membrane is known as the dialysis. We already know that what is the purification. To remove all the impurities present in the colloidal solution for a requisite minimum level, that is known as purification of colloids. So look at that image. In that image, we take the colloidal solution in a beaker. That beaker kept into the vessel which flows continuously water. That beaker is surrounded by, covered by semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. That beaker consisting of colloidal solution which is surrounded by semi-permeable membrane. We take the semi-permeable membrane as a cellophane paper. Cellophane paper. Cellophane paper or parchment paper. Cellophane paper or parchment paper. So this is the arrangement of the purification of the colloids by dialysis method. First we take the colloidal solution in that beaker as shown in the image. The colloidal solution is present in the beaker. The beaker is surrounded by the semi-permeable membrane like cellophane paper or parchment paper. Here the cellophane paper or parchment paper having some pores or cavities on its surface. You clearly seen in that image. The size of the pores which allows only the size of the true particles, not colloidal particles. This is a very, very important thing. What is the role of the cellophane paper or parchment paper which is surrounded by that beaker consisting of colloidal solution? It means when that beaker is kept into the vessel, that vessel consisting of a flow of water, through that parchment paper only true sized solution particles are escapes out, diffused through that parchment paper, but colloidal particles are left behind in that beaker. Here the cellophane paper or parchment paper is play a main role for the diffusion of the unwanted particles or undesired particles which are presenting in the colloidal solution. This is the process of the dialysis method. Dialysis means purification. This dialysis method also useful for the kidney patients. The human which are troubling with their kidney working, they also have faced the dialysis method. By using dialysis process, the machine is working. The work function of the kidneys to remove of the impurities which are presenting in the human being's body. Therefore, the human being life is safe. So at the same manner, here also cellophane paper, parchment paper only allows the size of the true particles, not colloidal particles. The unwanted particles are impurities which are flows the pores of the cellophane paper, parchment paper. Therefore, all impurities are eliminated. Finally, the colloidal particles are left behind in that beaker. So this is about the dialysis method. Electrodialysis. If electrical impurity is present in that colloidal solution, the rate of dialysis may be accelerated by applying an electric field. This process is known as electrodialysis. You know very well about dialysis. So the main difference between the dialysis and electrodialysis is if electrical field applied to the dialysis method. So look at this image. In dialysis method, what type of instrumentation we have to take in? At the same instrumentation takes place here. Take the colloidal solution in a beaker which is surrounded by the cellophane paper or parchment paper. It is having some pores or cavities which allows the particle size of the true solution, not colloidal solution. It is the belongs to the dialysis process. In case of electrodialysis, if there is electrical impurities are present in that colloidal solution, if there is a electrical impurities, that means electrical impurities. If there is a electrical impurities presenting in that colloidal solution, that means either positively charged particles or negatively charged particles present as a impurities in that colloidal solution. When it is connected with the electrical field, when the electromotive force, electrical potential is applied to the dialysis process, the opposite charge particles are, for example, positively charged dissolved particles are reaches to the negative sign of the pole. If negatively charged particles present as impurities, they reaches to the positive sign of the electrode. That means opposite charge particles are reaches to the opposite pole. So this is the electrodialysis. So electrodialysis is the very fast process compared with the dialysis process. So dialysis process is very slow compared with the electrodialysis. The main difference between the dialysis and electrodialysis is accelerated by the applying an electrical field. If there is presenting of any electrical ions like positive ions or negative ions present as the impurity, when electrical field is applied, they reaches to the opposite sign of the electrode. Therefore finally the electrical ions which are presenting in the colloidal solution that are separated. So as shown in the image, anode having positive charge and cathode having negative charge. The negative charge particles are reaches to the anode. The positive charge particles are reaches to the cathode. So this is the information about the electrodialysis. The ultrafiltration. So before the discussion of the purification of colloids in a dialysis method and electrodialysis method, we used normal filter papers. In case of ultrafiltration also, we have to use the ultrafilter papers. So what are ultrafilter papers? By using ultrafilter papers, we have to eliminate the impurities which are present in the given colloidal solution. That is known as ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration means by using a specially designed ultrafilter papers which are may helpful to removal of dissolved impurities which are present in the given colloidal solution. So what are ultrafilter papers? So ultrafilter papers can be prepared like that. We have to take the normal filter paper. First we have to take the normal filter paper. This normal filter paper is soaked in colloidal solution. So colloidal solution means it is 4% of cellulose nitrate. 4% of cellulose nitrate in a mixture of alcohol and ether. In a mixture of alcohol and ether. So this is a colloidal solution. First we have to take the normal filter paper. That filter paper is soaked in colloidal solution. Colloidal solution means 4% of cellulose nitrate in a mixture of alcohol and ether. Therefore the size of the pores or cavities present in the filter paper are shinked. The size of the pores will be shrink. The size of the pores will be shrink. Therefore, the size of the pores shrink that are very suitable to allow the dissolved properties, impurities which are presenting in the given colloidal solution. So, after preparation of the ultrafilter paper, it is hardening with formaldehyde. It is hardening with formaldehyde solution and drying some time to get exact filter paper of ultrafilter paper. So this is the manufacture of ultrafilter paper. First we take the normal filter paper that is soaked in colloidal solution. Colloidal solution is a 4% of cellulose nitrate in a mixture of alcohol and ether. So the colloidal solution which helps to shrink the size of decrease the size of the pores. Therefore, the ultrafilter paper is hardening with formaldehyde and finally drying to get finally the exact ultrafilter paper. This ultrafilter paper only allows the size of the true particles, not colloidal particles. It allows only the size of the true particles or impure particles. It does not allow the colloidal solution particles. Okay, this is the separation of the ultrafilter paper. Ultrafiltration. In case, look at the image. In that image, if the ultrafiltration is more, we have to reduce the pressure. We are applying pressure or more pressure or suction. It is also more helpful for the ultrafiltration. This is a very slow process. When the ultrafiltration process is slow, we have to apply some pressure or suction. The ultrafiltration process is very progressively. Okay, this is about the preparation of purification of the colloidal solution like dialysis, electrodialysis and ultrafiltration. Okay, once I recall what we learned in this class. And first one, we learned about that preparation of colloids by condensation methods and dispersion method. And second one, condensation methods involving double decomposition, oxidation, reduction and hydrolysis method. In dispersion methods involving mainly two methods, British-Sark method and peptidization method. And next one, purification of colloids involving three methods. First one, dialysis process, electrodialysis process and finally ultrafiltration. Thank you.